Whenever I go on Google and I look at the different search terms that people use to try to find people like me, one of the most common questions is, what is a ghostwriter? What do ghostwriters do? And there's also a pretty big misconception of what ghostwriters are. So I hope to give you a little bit of, I hope to dispel a little bit of the myth around ghostwriters, to give you a little better idea of what it's like to be on this side of the fence. So we're going to do a three-part video to talk about what ghostwriters are not, to talk about what ghostwriters do, and then to talk about some of the vocabulary around ghostwriters, or a ghostwriter versus a writer versus an author versus a co-author. We're going to start with what they're not. So what a ghostwriter is emphatically not. Half the time, whenever I'm just out and about, people ask me what I do, and I say I'm a ghostwriter. I help business leaders write books. They say, "You mean you write the book and they get all the credit?" That's not what professional ghostwriting is about. Now, there are people who do that. There are people who hire people to write a whole book and then they slap their name on it. But that's not ghostwriting. That's hiring a writer to write a book that you put your name on. That's not professional ghostwriting. Professional ghostwriting is emphatically not deceitful. It is not something to be ashamed of. It is not fraudulent. It is not dishonorable. Ghostwriting is not demeaning. And it is not uncommon. Let's understand the misconception that comes from ghostwriting is because there is a misunderstanding of what ghostwriting is at its core. So if you were to go it alone, that is to create a manuscript by yourself, you would need the writing skill to actually write a manuscript that people want to read, and you'd need authorship. You would need the ideas, the content that that come from within your mind somewhere. And with your ideas and your writing skill, you put those together, and you are the writer. You can call yourself a writer because you are both the thinker of the thoughts and the writer of the thoughts. And you're a writer. Now, if you are to work with a ghostwriter, the idea of the writer is separated out into those two component parts. So on the one hand, you have the author, the person who has the ideas, who has the content, who has the voice and the flow, the person who is the creative director. And then you have the ghostwriter, the person who is the professional writer, the person to take all of these ideas and to turn it into an industry standard manuscript. So I want you to focus on the word with if you are going to go at it with a ghostwriter. A ghostwriter is someone who works with the author, not at a distance from the author, or not in absence of the author's input and direction. The author is still the author. They're just not also the writer.